added this section to the course because one of the students of the course, Gary Gordon, hi Gary, challenged me after I sent out an educational announcement to do a song from scratch section, and I thought that just sounded like amazing fun. So the first thing I thought of doing was taking some briefs, because songwriters usually write to briefs, and I looked up a few briefs. There was quite a lot of top lining, which is writing to an existing electronic track, and I didn't want to do that in this video because I didn't think that maybe you'd get an awful lot out of just hearing me hum over the top of an electronic track, so I'm going to do a whole song from scratch. There was also some K-pop in the briefs. Now, K-pop, Korean pop, is close to what we might think of as music theatre. It's that big piano ballad sound. But in the end, I decided, I'm not going to go with a brief. I'm going to write something that I would want to write just for the sheer joy of it, because I know this course is about prose songwriting. But, you know, songwriting is something that we should love to do and sometimes just do for the joy of it. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to introduce you to my songwriting setup. Some of you might choose to be a lot more technological than me and be writing on a Mac, but I'm old school and I love, and I do mean love, notebooks. And what I do is, whenever any idea randomly hits me, I write down that idea and come back to it later. So I have a list of ideas in this notebook in front of me, and the one that I'm going to work on is, I've got Mountain Mover stroke Walk on Water written here. I like the idea of walking on water, you know, kind of achieving the impossible, rising above it all. That sounds quite nice. And I do have guitars in here, various other instruments, and I could write on a computer, but I'm going to go with the old keys because that's just happens to be my favourite instrument. I could also just hum something with my voice and then find the chords, but I'm not going to do that this time. So I'm going to go with Walk on Water as a title. So I think from that title, which I'm going to write down here, and I'm going to write down my thoughts. So from the title Walk on Water, that could be a very upbeat song because it's kind of a positive idea, or it could be something a little bit more melancholy because it has that element of hardship, and I think I'm kind of going to go with that. I'm going to go with a sort of piano ballad sound. So I'm writing this down, piano ballad sound, and I think it needs to move from the minor to the major because you're moving from a sort of difficult part of your life into overcoming those difficulties and maybe having a more positive experience. So I think the harmonics should reflect that. So I'm writing down these ideas. So now what I want to do is find some chords and maybe a riff that suggest what I've just said. So might have to do some editing here because there will be a bit of messing around going on. So I'm going to start with A minor. Sequence, so I'm going to scribble it down. So that was A minor, E minor, and G. And I did that a couple of times, and then I just went from D to A minor, which actually I wasn't very sure about, so I'm going to try doing this again, see if I can find a better chord than D. Strange because I could be in the key of G, I could actually be in the key of F or A minor or E minor, the relative minors of those. I'm sort of a bit all over the place at the moment, but that's okay. So let me see if I can now find a big major chorus to go with this. So actually that last A minor I'll make a C, so we've moved into the relative major. I've decided we are in A minor, so okay. So it has to be F. That's the chord we're naturally going to in the chorus, the relative major. Okay, so now I'm going to play these chords, familiarise myself with them. What I normally do at this point is to whip out my phone, which I don't need to do because I'm recording it in a video, because what I don't record I will forget. And this is the joy of modern technology, that you can do this on your phone, on your tablet. Back in the day when I was young, you had to use a tape recorder, or you can record things straight onto the computer and have a record. It is good to have a record, but hopefully eventually you'll come up with a melody so strong that you can't forget it. So now I'm going to put my glasses on, people. These are an essential part of my songwriting kit, and I'm going to play these chords again. And I'm already not playing them the way I did the first time, so I haven't got the timing right, but... Okay, so now I've finally sussed the harmonics. What I'm going to do is hum a tune over the top of them. So I'm just going to play them and hum. See, the tune that I created didn't always match the harmonics, so I'm going to have to knock the chords into shape. Now I've got a tune, or else knock the tune into shape over the chords. So I've sorted the harmonics and the tune. Well, I wouldn't say completely sorted, because writing is all about rewriting, and there will definitely be some rewriting going on. But now I have to look at lyrics and what the song's about. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do what's called rambling. So if my title is Walking on Water, it's all the things that I can think of that are associated with that. So what I've scribbled down so far, this is where I have to take my glasses off. You know you're old when you have to take your glasses off to read. Okay. Adversity and overcoming. That's like the central thematic content. And then the kind of images that come to mind: storm, sea, wind, dark. I have a feeling at least part of this song's at night, with maybe the dawn coming. I think the character is a me character. There might be a you character in it, and that could either be someone who brought adversity into the person's life some way, or a friend, or a lover, or God, someone who helps to bring them out of the adversity. So these are my initial thoughts scribbled down. I'm trying to come up with the story of this song. I think what the story of my song is going to be is that somebody, when this person was young, because this is something I've been thinking about a lot, said something to them, told them they couldn't do something, brought them down, and they got to the point of realising that that wasn't true. And so they were then able to overcome that and sort of metaphorically speaking, walk on the water and do the thing that they were told that they would never do. It was meant to be impossible. That's going to be the main story of my song. So I need to set this up in the first verse. Pardon scrolling. So verse 1. The backstory. So the main thing is said to the person so that they encountered some negativity. And then once we get to the little pre-chorusy bit that sets up the chorus, then we want to say, but things are different now. But not describe too much how they're different because we need that for the rest of the songs. But things are different now. So far, my notebook looks like this. A messy scroll. And you have to have a notebook that is a messy scroll, and then I have another one that is very neat for songs that I've actually finished and I might want to play places. So, okay, so then the chorus is going to be the main theme. So it's the walking on water, rising above it. At this point, I'm not putting in the actual words. I'm just putting in ideas, what I want to say in each section, and that I'll create an actual lyric based on this. So that's the chorus. So in verse 2, it's really going to be about how things changed. And in my story, that is going to be because they encountered a person who showed them that they were actually capable of more than they'd been told that they were actually worth more than people had led them to believe, or that the person in the first verse had led them to believe. So they encountered a friend. So then we repeat the chorus. Now, do I want a middle 8? Or a bridge if you happen to be American? Yes, but I only want like a 2-line thing. Something about walking on water every day, or because really what you want to do with a middle 8 is take the story elsewhere, suddenly look at it from a new vantage point. So something about maybe this person was beneath the water and they couldn't see above the waves, so they couldn't imagine anyone else being there. So really the idea I want to convey is that the person who brought the other person down so I'm writing down here, you couldn't see above the water, so you thought other people couldn't rise. I think that's true in life. If someone brings you down, it's generally to do with something they feel about themselves. Not meaning to wax philosophical, but then again we are songwriters and waxing philosophical is what we do. And then I will repeat the chorus twice. So this is what my wireframe looks like. It's pretty much, as you can see, a total mess. But that doesn't matter because all I need is a rough guideline. So then I have to write some words to the tune. And I've got to allow space for them to be edited because we always rewrite things when we're writing lyrics. Generally what I do is if I have a lyric that I think I'm going to need to change, if it just clunks a bit, it doesn't work that well, or I'm not sure about the rhyme, I'll put it in brackets. And I do use a rhyming dictionary on my phone on occasions when I write. Okay, so I've scribbled down a lyric, and when I actually started to fill in the words, I changed the story completely. It became something quite different. So I'll read you the words first before I sing them. So I've had to make sure that they stand to the tune, that there's a similar syllable count in each verse, and I've avoided using an AABB rhyming scheme just because certain publishers that I work with don't like that particular rhyme scheme. One thinks that it comes across as amateur, although I have used it in the past and I don't have much of a problem with it, but if some of the people you work with do, then just avoid it. So these are my lyrics at the moment. You told me not to look up. No good ever came of aiming for the sky. You said I had no wings to rise. Just stay where you are, let time pass you by. I believed you for ever so long. I thought you knew best and you couldn't be wrong. But now I'm walking on water day after day, worked my way up to the surface after years of delay. And I like the sunshine, making the waves warm and blue. I love walking on water, and I wish it for you. So they're actually sorry for this person who held them down and wish things would change for them. So that's the big change in my story that came about once I actually started to write a lyric. You don't need wings to fly if someone takes your hand and raises you up. You didn't want to let me go. I couldn't stay in your dark and not look at the sun. I still believe in you, though you're completely submerged. I wish I could get through to you the lessons I've learned. And then repeating the chorus. And so my middle eight, all I'm doing is a couple of lines of just let go and walk with me, just let go and walk with me, which is the main point of the whole song, really. So as you can see from the total mess that is my notebook, I've changed quite a few things, thought some things didn't work, needed rewritten, changed the rhyme scheme, found better words for certain places. That's kind of what happens. So now let me scroll down my final chords that I've settled on and play this thing for you. So when I played the chords and sang the lyrics that I have, I changed everything. I changed the tune, I changed the chords, I changed bits of the lyric, especially taking out unnecessary words like and or but and making everything a bit shorter, which we talked about in the lyrical economy section. So I'm going to play you what I have now. This is not a final song because a song isn't final until it's been fully produced and mixed and mastered, because in the recording process you always change things. But this is what I have now. Okay. You told me not to look up. No good ever came of aiming for the sun. You said I had no wings to fly. Just stay where you are and let time pass you by. I believed in you for ever so long. Thought you knew better. okay. So I might want to think about things like, is this really a piano song? Because I know in the start I said I wanted to do a piano ballad, but this might actually more suit guitar. I think it has a country feel. So as you can see, I've written something completely different than I aim to write. But I had great fun doing it, and thank you so much, Gary Gordon, for issuing me this challenge.
So what I just played you was clearly not a finished piece, a final product. And you probably heard a whole lot of things that needed fixed, but I kind of wanted to play the raw form rather than a final produced track. The words at the start of the verses don't scan properly, they're clunking. I really need to fix that. There are some of the harmonics that aren't working that well. I need to get a more structured bridge down. I can do a bit of vocalese and go mad in vocal improvisation there, but I still think there needs to be more form to it. So those are the kind of things that I'm going to think about before I come to record the song, and I'll possibly run it past some people whose opinion I trust to see where they think that I can improve it. So rewriting is a big part of the process of writing.